Right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'd like to introduce myself as Mitch Two Beers McCann, and my speaking partner for this evening, Ben Dirty Mike Lil. We have the honour of fulfilling Angus Osama Bin Laden knows Cameron tonight to speak on our times here at Christchurch Boys High, and as we look forward to becoming old boys and share some memories of our many encounters with the staff and the students here.
Couldn't have said it better myself, mate. Again, we'd like to thank Angus for asking us to speak tonight. Well done, mate. Definitely think you made the right choice there. We feel he's done a great job of being deputy head to Jake Miller this year. Mitch and myself don't want to speak for too long, but we feel that after the Monitor's newsletter weekly note got shut down fairly early in the year, that we have a bit of catching up to do, so just look into it. We're going to start this speech the same way that most of our formal proceedings have started this year, which is with a quote, so let's look into it. Basically, if she's hot, you hear about it. Judge Williams.
Thank you, Ben. That's a very relevant quote for what we're about to do.
It's just the start of a bit of classic T-Mac for later on.
Right. Now I feel it's a good time for Dirty Mike and myself to talk about some of our experiences here at Straven Road. I'll begin. I came to Boys High in 2008 as a young Year 9, scared of being forced to spend my lunch times chowing down the famous soggy biscuit from the I was lucky enough to avoid this on all occasions. My first day wasn't everything I'd hoped, getting shat on by a bird and losing my peer support group. I was having a tough time. Luckily there was one man who saved me. The one and only Mr. Cox. My Year 9 form teacher.
That's right, Mitch.
Possibly the teacher with the highest energy in New Zealand and the biggest smile. Coxie guided me like a lost lamb back to the herd of peer support.
Can't hold this.
Probably the memory that most sticks out of my Year 9 days. Great times. I've been lucky enough to live alongside Ben in Adam's house over the last 5 years. Since our time on Harakiki Street, I quickly realised I needed to watch myself around the boys. The Borders proved to be a close unit. More close than Harrison Truman and Sam Brewstad's friendship.
Oh, come on, Mitch.
On our first morning together, I had a double take as I quickly found out Angus Morley Hall always goes to the shower in the morning fully armed in the crotch region. Taking no prisoners, Angus quickly developed the name Morning Glory. Others had developed their own nicknames for their own shenanigans throughout their time there as well. These included Chris Sex Offender Vanderson, Drew the Angry Tomato Beckley, Angus Potty Philpotamus Queen, Clayton Weatherston, Old Man Pappy White Supremacist Philpot. We were guided through the boarding house by the one and only Mr. Taylor, and what can we say? He's been great to us. In fact, he got the hostile internet, what he says, is as fast as Barack Obama's. Well, no wonder America's in debt, Mr. Taylor. I think Barack's on dial-up. We've only had a few issues at the hostel, one that created a major management stir that could possibly be compared to disasters like 9/11 or the time the All Blacks lost to England on Sunday. On the 3rd of October 2012, a box of Sultana brand was taken from the kitchen. But don't worry everyone, the Sultana brand was recovered. Mr Taylor warned us that we would be expelled if we were caught with the Sultana brand. Let's just say Mr Taylor loves Sultana brand. I thought now that we're finished, it would be a good time to discuss, to mention a couple of good memories we've had at the hostel over the few years. These are the Taylor Harrison Royal Rumble boxing match, the Philpott head shaving experience, the Sam Aiken nude photo scandal,
Where'd he go?
and finally the high tea binge. I think we'll finish up on that one.
Thanks for that, Mitch. Pretty insightful into your times at Boys High there, mate. I came to CBHS at the start of Term 3 in 2008, not knowing what to expect. After meeting Miss Burrows in Year 9, I thought if everyone was as nice as her, I'd be sorted. I was wrong. Thinking I'd done all right in the entrance exam, I was led up to a social studies class. And from what I first saw, you'd think from the multi-choice questions, I had drawn some pretty disturbing images. David, my forehead is a rut-clearing machine Ingham, with his shirt rolled up like a singlet, tensing his abnormally large biceps. James, there's something called a bed, mate, Cannon, tried to break a metal ruler on Frodo's arm, much to the delight of the rest of the class. Good first impressions, eh? But after spending the best part of 5 years with these fellas, I have some memories I'll have forever. Things such as exciting periods in Mr McCarthy's English class, where head boy got a detention for making animal noises, while Deputy Sifty Sam Aitken decided it would be a good idea to fart on the wizard giver that was McCarthy. Other memories involve Miss Campbell, enough said there. A lot of fun times in Kaiteri and some rude times in Mai Tai, and we'll see you all there this new year. One thing I did always look forward to was my time as a monitor, regardless of whether I was selected or not. This involved me achieving more duties than some actual monitors, although I have to admit there were some rather close calls with Paul Falling Trees McWilliam. More about him later though.
Moving on, we've had an interesting bunch of teachers at our time here at Christchurch Boys High. These include some good memories with Coxie, our real-life cross between Bear Grylls and a meerkat on steroids. A good man with enough energy to keep the entire school motivated, let alone his class. Spider-Man Coxie can often be seen at 6 in the morning doing various exercises, customising his body for his newly famed nightlife climbing buildings. Let's get that one quiet for now.
Some more good times came with the majority of the PE department. And what a bunch they are. Mr Mackay's haircut showed a desire to be one of the Backstreet Boys is still strong. While Mr Bones' authentic tan and dangerously smooth legs always provided some cheap laughs. Many stories float around the schoolyard about this Ken doll, although apparently his Barbie doesn't work in the PE department. The students felt that a set... Oh no. Let's get that one. The English department provided a range of sorts. Despite his gruff edges, we all know Mr Boom is a big softy at heart. And P-Wigs could always spin a good yarn, although sometimes he stretched the truth a tad. But we're all sure that your ex-supermodel turned astronaut Brazilian girlfriend will prove us wrong. Last on the English department, Miss Kirk. Just one thing to say, there's heaters in the room for a reason.
Whoa.
With all the teachers, there proved to be a few teachers that stand out. Reese Andrew Archibald graced the fields of Straven Road for the first time in 2010, and what a character he is. He may be the coach of the Press Cup champions, however, Palmerston North is the only thing the Arch wants to talk about. Some people believe he left Palmerston North or was asked to leave after a certain incident involving a gymnasium bench press. Apparently Archie doesn't like doing it in bed like a normal person. Finally on the teachers, another standout teacher through the years I certainly remember is Dr. Bruce Harding.
Oh my god.
I'll never forget the time both of Tom Smith's mums were called into school after Dr. Harding fired a porcelain coffee mug at Smithy. Classic Doc. Classic.
Love that guy.
However, the teachers aren't the only characters here at Straven Road, and since Mitch and I found about the speech, we've been doing a bit of digging and came up with a bit of banter on the fellas from the past few years. However, we're going to start off with discussing the mighty gold-braided monitors. There are some classics here, so we thought we'd dish up a couple of awards to the boys that have been trying to keep us in line all year. The first award is sponsored by Adolf Hitler for the Iron Fist of Authority. This award goes to the monitor deemed scariest to all the juniors. They see him and react by pulling up their socks before he can point his hobbit fingers towards them. A round of applause, please, for Judge Mumble Dog Williams.
The second award goes to the monitor whose name is remembered the most by Mr. Forgetful McWilliam. The Paul McWilliam Award goes to... Sorry, there was no award this year. No. The third and final award goes to the slackest monitor. Key attributes of this year's winner include Bloody Mary sheets, Rosie Fowler, and nude selfies. Thank you, Sam Aiken.
However, the monitors aren't the only group of students maintaining the high standards around the school, and there are many students that still keep the boys' eye crest very close to their heart.
However, there are always a few exceptions. Most notably, Harry Tibbets Miller and Hugo Magnum Nankerville. Two of Christchurch Police's most prolific criminals and latest arrests. Two First 15 players both spending their time in the cells for drunken behaviour. What can we say, fellas? YOLO.
Moving on, we have found a few stories deemed to be good enough for your ears tonight, and we thought what better place to start than Mai Tai. The weather was great, the music was tasteful, and the generosity of our head boy to give away drinks to a soon-to-be monitor, Andrew, that's not a beer, mate, Richards. Other events involved Angus Philpott, David Ingham and Tim Braid rendezvousing in the detox tent for a good catch-up, while Sam Aiken was enjoying a Bloody Mary out back.
Oh god.
There are two people you can never leave out of a speech like this, and they're both well-known predators. Not Daniel Palmer, although he still remains a predator. The first is Brad Hemipo.
Oh god.
Brad is known mostly for his sheer power on the footy field and his awesome touch skills. However, this sick unit is also known for many other things. Brad, every girl in Christchurch Hemipo, is often found wearing girls' school uniforms and chatting up anything with two legs. Or possibly playing with a ring I found in his glove box a couple of weeks ago. I forgot to mention, this ring vibrates and you don't put it on your finger. Ben didn't want to read this one, so I'll take the reins here. The second person, also known for taking photos of themselves, like Sam Aiken, is Hukado I Could Feel It Kicking Hard. Carlo scored this year with a lovely lady who's since had a young child. Although, don't worry, Ricardo is not the father. She was already pregnant when Ricardo met her. Enough said. Before we finish with the video, we thought we'd mention two class acts who see the running of our school day to day. Firstly, Mr. Paul McWilliam. An inspiration to many, the way he reads the notices with such flamboyant charisma, and has everybody's best interest at heart. Mr. McWill has always been on his game, apart from the day when my friend Ben here took a gold blazer and hopped in the McWill Forester. After showing excellent leadership potential as a monitor, Ben helped nab a few durry smokers from Harakiki Street Park. We thank Mr. McWill for all the guidance he's given us every year and the cheap laughs we have when we see a falling tree.
And finally, T-Mac McIntyre. Where do we start? You're our white knight, mate. You're our Mac Daddy, our McBreezy. We're all sad to see you go. You'll be sorely missed, and you've been a relatable and great guy to everyone. And all the fellas have agreed that we've been very lucky to have a headmaster so approachable. Wish you all the best for your future. Hi, wish you all the best for your future endeavours, and looking forward to see what you can bring to the rest of Christchurch as you have helped all of us so much already. And we'd just like to take this moment for everyone to stand and have a toast to Mr. McIntyre. To the Mac Daddy.
This is going to be good. I'm going to be embarrassed as hell.
Thanks for listening, fellas, and we'll finish with a bit of a movie. And if you're offended, then Ben, job well done.
And just for those of you that can't fully see the screen, you probably want to be able to see most of it. So if you just want to move around so you can see most of the screen, then I think hopefully everyone's going to enjoy this.
Just hold it still.
I'm Ben, and this is Mitch. Hope you guys enjoy our video we've made.
Over the year, we've been asking some guys in our year group a few questions, a bit of snooping, and we'll put a video together. Check out the people who have been videoing.
Oh, it's head boy, Egger's camera.
Yeah, Marty Raider. Live with Tom Gore.
Hugo Wilson.
Rob Patel. Sorry, Tim.
Tim Braid, monitor. This Welsh. Good evening, here, Mr. McCarthy. We're here at Egger's School Club today. Alright, here with Judge Williams. Alright, here with Uncle Johnson. Good evening, we're here with Toby Jeffries, monitor.
Flash.
We're here with Andrew Richards. We're with Jay Coy. We're here with Marie Superstore Marshall. Nico Bixley. I'm a kamikaze clone. Madman.
Desmond 2. Oh, in case you didn't realise, I just cracked 1,000. Now, first question for today. What's your favourite memory from Boys High?
Oh, shit.
So yeah,
Go.
lunch. When that time the canteen brought in those noodles that
This is white everywhere I go.
This is monitors versus prefix Flipson.
There's a little skill batch that goes around the lunchtime. Williams?
Yeah. Maybe think a saying blank doesn't belong in history. It's a bit very difficult teacher.
Okay.
I can't hold it.
guess you can't see the screen. Just ran a marathon. So, fellas, we're going to ask you the next question. Who's your least favourite teacher at Voice High, and what's some of their qualities they're lacking?
McCarthy? Yeah.
Mr. Wong.
Hello, hopefully probably massive part.
Yeah, you can really relax the students well.
Through a film and cry. Just the brotherly love we share between us. Yeah. I consider him more as a brother than a teacher. Yeah. Yeah. When he was a reliever and he was extremely useless. Mr. Neil. Sunny side to the old dark, dismal comments periods and basically lies. He's the epitome of that.
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
He doesn't not buy it, so he tells me that. Because he does a really good job of pretending to be an old man. So we know where a few of you want to be in the next couple of years at university, but we set out on the yard to find out where you want to see yourself in about 10 years' time.
I'm still at university. Yeah, probably jail. Working income. Paycheck, because they get it really hard.
Pepperoni. Why will Chris Van son there? Cut this side of stuff little children.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's got a nice van, so I'd say it's the same. Yeah. Oh, what jerk?
There'll be a lot of shelving, a lot of drinking, a lot of dirty stuff there. The school probably won't want to hear, so looking forward to it. You all know I'm being lost bitch.
I'm still searching for a job or what?
What about one of the year 13s you look up to? Yeah, sir? Probably keep away in this camera. How are we feeling as a 1 to 10 rating tonight?
What is your favourite part of being a teacher?
Meeting the wonderful young men like you.
I don't care if you're legal. Oh, hey, yeah. It's like to ask some of the monitors with a gold grade, the one that says I'm better than you. What's your favourite part about being a monitor this year?
Telling scumbags as the bullet stops up. That's most of what I'm known for as a monitor.
Are you going to give us a quick demo there?
Oh, you two, Blue! Oh, you two, stops up! Take it in as well. What are you doing? What are you doing tonight?
What's the name that does that?
So who's your favourite?
Last 5 years, I'm really happy with my year at Voice High. And
5 years.
5 years. People say high school's a real tough place to be. It's completely opposite for me. I loved it, so thank you.
Anything else, Willis? That's it. Voice High is the shit place, and it's the place to go. Voice High, it's my inspiration.